Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Saturn in Punarvasu Nakshatra and what happens when your Saturn is sitting in the Nakshatra Punarvasu, which can expand anywhere from 20 degrees of Gemini to literally I think 2 or 3 degrees of Cancer zodiac sign. So the last padha of this nakshatra will be in Cancer. And you must be wondering, why is it that I'm looking so stupid wearing this headphone? Well, the thing is, this is the second time I'm recording this video again, because the first time the audio keeps going in and out. So I have to see what's going on. So now, right now it's fixed. So in case I hear the disturbance, I can, quickly stop it and re-record again. So if you see like some jump cuts, like from here to here to here to here, you'll be like, oh, okay, why are these jump cuts? Well, the audio must be messing up. So Saturn in Punarvasu Nakshatra. And if you do not know, if your Saturn is in this nakshatra, if it's in the zodiac sign of Gemini, Cancer, all your astrological details, all your planetary nakshatras and placements, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, Aspects, and Mahadashas of the Speed of Light, including all my consultations and readings at this link. So, if you know, we just did my video with Dr. Arjun Pai on Punarvasu Nakshatra, which is a nakshatra that is of a return of the light. This is all about going and doing things over and over again until they are achieved. It's about losing things and getting them back. Kind of like Lord Ram lost his kingdom and then got his kingdom back. It is that boomerang energy of Punarvasu. Whatever actions are thrown out, they come back to you. Punarvasu is the nakshatra of the home. As remember, I was discussing with him how I've seen a lot of people in land, real estate development, construction with this nakshatra because they like to build things which are secure. They like to have a secure perimeter around them. And this is a nakshatra that has all the gunas in it. It has tamasic guna, rajasic guna, sattvic guna. So now we're bringing a tamasic planet Saturn in Punarvasu nakshatra, which means what? The tamasic energy is going to rise more. Tamasic meaning the harsh energy, the blunt energy. And tamasic is an energy that kind of like, we think of tamasic as being really aggressive and all that. No, tamasic is actually being lazy, being lethargic. Tamasic is about just not willing to do something. Okay? So now you're putting Saturn here. Saturn is, if you know, is a very slow moving planet. Okay, so if this is Mars, Saturn is like this. He's limping. Okay, and you'll notice this, especially Saturn in Sarava Nakshatra, you probably limp, or if it's your ascendant lord, if your fourth lord Saturn is in Sarava Nakshatra, your mother probably limps. You'll notice that. That's something I'll cover later. But Saturn, as you know, represents our duty, commitment, sacrifices, discipline, structure, organization. But most importantly, Saturn represents karma and the judgment of our karmas. So this becomes a very important placement for you. This is the most crucial placement of having your Saturn in Punarvasu. Why? And this is very important, especially if you're a teenager, if you're trying to hang with wrong groups, having wrong actions within your mind, is that whatever karma you do, okay, karma is going to be like a boomerang in this nakshatra. Whatever you do and you throw out there, it's going to come back. So if with this Saturn in Punarvasu nakshatra, you hit somebody for no reason, you do drugs, becoming part of a bad group, you insult women, you hit people, you steal, you rob, all of these karma you're throwing out, okay? And they are going to be coming back to you. That means if you hit, you will be hit. If you kill, you will be killed the same way. If you cheat on your spouse, it'll come back to you. So this is regardless of what house Saturn rules. Because for everybody, Saturn's Kar Kavastha is about karmas, the action, the work. This is why, in a way, Saturn represents work. Saturn represents the karma that we are performing. Okay? Saturn loves routine, repetitive things. Saturn is like the old wise man with the stick. Okay? Jupiter is an old wise man with a book. But the one who teaches you the greatest lessons is the one with the stick, because you don't forget. When they teach you something and you don't remember and they hit you with the stick, they teach you that again, you will not forget it. And especially if you ever find a astrology guru who is a very Saturn-dominated person, like let's say he has Saturn in the ascendant, you would probably learn the most recognizable techniques compared to anybody else. Meaning, whatever techniques he shows you, whatever he shows you, you will never forget it. Because he will not teach you with, loving you. He'll teach you with hitting you with a stick. So Saturn, as you know, it's all about the 6th house matter. Saturn is also servant. So what this shows us, that's perhaps if you go back in time, let's say if your dad and parents or mom and dad in India used to have a servant who came and cooked, or she came and cleaned and everything. And let's say she just left suddenly somewhere. Find out where that person is. What could happen is that servant went from rag to riches. Now that servant has servants of their own. And this becomes very important for understanding rag to riches concept. Why? Because Saturn, remember, it's in a boomerang energy. Whatever Saturn throws out, it gets back. When you serve people with your hands together like this, okay? Saturn recognizes that energy that, wow, this person is bowing to people. He's following his duty. He's following his artha. Not even dharma, artha. Because Saturn originally rules the 10th house of artha. When you follow your artha without complaining, Saturn will be like, you know what? If he's bowing and he's throwing this karma out there, I'm going to bring that karma back so other people bow in front of this person. So this way you can see that a great politician can have this. Somebody who bows in front of people, who was very humble, they will be the one who will be remembered for their great deeds. When you have a politician, actually guess what? Oh my God. Donald Trump has Punarvasu Nakshatra. So if, let's say, Donald Trump is all about, I'm going to take advantage. I have my businesses set up. I am now the king of this freaking world. I'm going to start popping up businesses and I'm going to help myself politically. Forget the people. They'll always be taken care of somehow, some way. Let me just, in the next 4 years, 8 years, let me take care of this also. What he's doing, he's throwing this. He might throw this karma out. And when it comes back, it's going to hit him. This is why, if you see Donald Trump's karma, he has literally 3 or 4 bankruptcies. When he threw the karma out there, it came back and hit him. We don't know how Saturn is punishing him. We don't know anything personal about Donald Trump. His 7th lord and 6th lord is in Punarvasu. So, I mean, it is important, hopefully, if Donald Trump is, watching ever this video, please do good karmas. You got to understand this, Mr. Trump. If you do good karmas in your presidency, you will be remembered as one of the best presidents out there, and you will surprise and shock everybody. So please, just throw this out there and it'll come back. But Saturn, being in Punarvasu, especially if, let's say, and I know I'm going to deviate into some advanced stuff very quickly, but I'll come back to the simplicity. If, let's say, Saturn is in the 5th house, okay, in your Karakamsha Lagna, Karakamsha, Karakamsha, or SA, it's a Gemini astrology concept. If Saturn is here in this Punarvasu Nakshatra, you might go into environmental science, environmental engineering. You'll try to learn about how to save the planet. You'll probably also go towards NGO, UN type work. And because Saturn is a slow moving planet, Saturn being a malefic planet, this is why Donald Trump has to really understand this if he watches this nakshatra. Saturn is bringing tamasic energy out. Saturn is going to test a person in Punarvasu, saying that, well, I am going to put you into circumstances where you will be tempted to do wrong things. I want to sit back and see what you do. So here, if you have this, and you do bad karmas, you take advantage, you only look out for yourself, well, then that's going to boomerang and come back. You should always look out for yourself, but look out for the others first with this nakshatra. Show Saturn that, look, I am trying to help others and I want to help others in the best and honest way I can. Now I just want to take a little bit of my share too. In that, Saturn will look at it. Saturn is a very conscious energy, is looking at everything. And that's where Saturn will be like, okay, throw this out and it'll come back to you in a good way. Now, in the Gemini side, okay, Saturn will be more prone to being irritated, about constantly being frustrated with their actions. They'll be like, why is it that I cannot do something right? Why do things keep coming back on me? Because remember, Gemini is a very quick, fast zodiac sign. So this nakshatra there, whenever you do something bad, it quickly comes back to you. It's like instant karma in a way. In Cancer, Saturn's action becomes more humbling. Saturn's action becomes more towards public service. They like to do things on public service end. So that's where the boomerang comes back. And if you notice, Donald Trump is where now? In the White House, right? What is that? What is that considered? When you become a congressman, senator, president, it's public service. It's public service. And especially with Saturn, why? I think no, I don't think Dr. Pai mentioned this, but specifically with Saturn, I'm trying to think. I think he may have. Why specifically with Saturn, when you perform good karmas, you can have rack to riches events in your life. Now here's a little demonstration. Saturn, if it's in Cancer, make Saturn the ascendant. Saturn rules which houses from Cancer? 7th and 8th house. Right? 7th house of marriage. 8th house of sudden things. This is why when Saturn is in this nakshatra, it can show with good deeds sudden rise in life and sudden fame, mass fame. 7th house represents mass fame. But also with Saturn, it can do the recycling of marriages. From the sign of Cancer, Jupiter rules the 6th and 9th house of bhagya, public service, social welfare, social reform, debts. If you don't do good karmas, you can incur huge debts which can bankrupt you. From Gemini, if your Saturn is in Gemini, in this nakshatra, Saturn rules the 8th and 9th house. Again, sudden rise. And you'll be more interested in being a scholar. You'll be more interested in attaining higher education, higher knowledge, environmental science. Then Jupiter rules the 7th and 10th house. So again, the career, anytime you go down, you will always come back up in your career. Marriage, anytime any marriage fails, you will always find somebody better. So both ways. Start studying nakshatra this way. These are very, very strong clues I'm giving here. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of Saturn in Punarvasu Nakshatra. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your Saturn is placed, all your other planetary placements, nakshatras, my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow and we'll dance. Bye-bye.